Getting behind the steering wheel. It's something most people take for granted. But for women in Saudi Arabia, that's a crime that can mean jail time. Until now. Saudi state television announced driving licenses will be issued to women from June of next year.
We refer to the negative consequences of not allowing women to drive and the positive impact of allowing it, taking into consideration the application of and compliance with Sharia regulations.
The kingdom is gradually changing its segregation policies, yet this is a big change for most Saudis.
This is a historic day for Saudi society, for men and women.
This decision comes straight from the top, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and it's part of his plan to transform the Saudi economy. The government has recently made it easier for women to buy and sell property and take up jobs without the permission of male relatives. It's clipped the powers of the religious police, and some public events have allowed the mixing of genders. As a result, the number of women employed in the private sector has more than doubled over the past 4 years. The new entrants to the workforce are taking up jobs in industries like technology, hospitality, manufacturing and retail. And that's paving the road for the kingdom to diversify its economy beyond oil. Mubin Nasser, TRT World.
Let's get more on this now. Our editor-at-large, Craig Kapitas, is in Paris. But first, let's go to Ellen Wald. She's an energy and geopolitics expert and author of the upcoming book, Saudi Inc., the Arabian Kingdom's Pursuit of Profit and Power. And she joins us from Jacksonville in Florida. 2 days in a row, you're rapidly becoming our favourite guest on Money Talks, Ellen. Great to have you with us again. Let's talk about women behind the wheel in Saudi Arabia. Why now? What is behind the timing of this decision?
Talk about a lot of the economic reasons why this decision comes now. I do want to acknowledge the many Saudi women and men who have advocated for women to drive throughout the kingdom, and their efforts should be recognized here. But right now, the kingdom is working to open its doors to encourage foreign investment to come into the kingdom, and really this unique identifier has always been a negative public relations aspect, and ending the prohibition on women driving will really help the kingdom as it seeks to attract foreign investment and to make the kingdom comfortable for foreigners and also for women who have been joining the workforce in increasing numbers.
So from where you're standing, this looks like a pretty fundamental move rather than a short-term PR stunt?
Yes, I think it is a very fundamental move. It will, the changes really cannot be underestimated. I think it will not just break down barriers to women working, but it will also eliminate a costly burden on many Saudi families that they have to employ a driver. It will also bring greater economic efficiencies, more productivity. I've spoken with people, as I do write in my book, who said that the burden on Saudi men as the primary driver and bearer of transportation for many family members is a great burden on families. And as that can now be reduced, families will see a lot greater burdens, economic burdens lifted from them.
That is a very interesting perspective, Ellen. We rarely look at it from the male point of view as to the burden that it is on them. Craig, I'd like to turn to you for a second, if I may. You've also reported from Saudi Arabia extensively. Is there likely to be resistance from some of the more socially conservative elements of Saudi society to this move?
Oh, you betcha. I mean, this is a major achievement, but it's fundamental in that the Saudis have finally invented the wheel, albeit with jet planes flying overhead, jet planes soon to be powered by electricity and not Saudi oil. They're still way behind the curve here. There's a lot more to be done. The male guardianship system, you talk about Saudi women in the workforce. Well, what if there is litigation? In Saudi Arabia, court testimony from a woman counts half as much as that of a man. Well, at the same time, you got an outfit like Glowwork This is a hiring firm down in Saudi. Now, they're saying that there's anywhere between 400 and 450,000 women in Saudi Arabia who could have jobs in retail, but they can't afford drivers to get there. So that's a good thing. But on the other side, you have downsides. The Saudi economic data coming out of Mayal is suggesting very strongly that this is not affecting the Saudi male who's been put out. 1.4 million foreigners work in Saudi Arabia as drivers, according to their data, and that generates $8.8 billion annually for all those foreigners combined. That segment of the market is wiped out, and those workers are going home.
Interesting perspective. Now, look, this is obviously a part of the plan to diversify the government's income revenue stream. But what else are they trying to do here?
Well, they're trying to attract foreign investment and foreign smarts to get behind Saudi 2030. And I just don't see this as the engine that many people do. But you can't downplay how big a thing this is. But hey, it should have happened back in 1952.
Okay. Ellen, if I may turn back to you, what, in your opinion, are the immediate economic impacts of all of this? I mean, to my mind, this is very much a long-term thing. In the short term, you know, you've got oil prices that have rebounded, seem to be heading back up to above $60 a barrel. Aren't all of these factors going to kind of overshadow the impact of this particular move in the short term, at least?
Well, I think that it's a very big move emotionally, I think, for Saudis and for Saudi women who have wanted this. Economically, one of the big things we'll probably see is increased car sales in Saudi Arabia. For women who want to drive, they're going to need a car. They're going to have to purchase a car. But speaking to the issue of foreign labor in Saudi Arabia, which is a large component of their economy, the Saudis are seeking to reduce the amount of foreign labor in their economy. And so while it's probably deleterious to these foreigners who are working as drivers, I think that for where the kingdom wants to go, they would see a reduction of the need for foreign labor as a positive.
Ellen Wald, energy and geopolitics expert, and Craig Kapitas in Paris. Thank you both ever so much.